Hi, my name is Dan. I'm a Canadian living here in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. I'm spearheading a new initiative to expand horizons in tech and the arts here. I'm not doing this alone. I've got great partners, two NGOs in particular, Cambodia Action for Progress in Education, which is better known as CAPE, and then the Cambodian Living Arts Association. This morning, I'm heading south to the central Phnom Penh, to the factory creative space. The factory used to be just that, a huge manufacturing location for Cambodia's clothing industry. It's about 30 minutes tuk-tuk drive from the mixed expat Khmer area that I live in, and there's usually crazy Phnom Penh traffic, but we're getting here pretty much exactly on time, just before 8, which is when we're going to start. My destination in the factory is the Silver Bell Studio, which is home to the celebrated Silver Bell Dance Company and their lead dancer, Belle. But before I can get there, I got to do about 10,000 steps, so it's going to be a good day on my watch. The size of the factory is a reminder of how important this kind of light manufacturing, clothing making has historically been for Cambodia in the last 30 years or so. But creators and educators are expanding the country beyond that past. Starting about 5 years ago, the area that we find the factory in now started to transform. What was once this kind of huge, busy manufacturing space is now busy in a whole new way. It's a creative space for artists. It's an entrepreneurial space for startups. It's got lots of things happening in food and design and tech and art. And it's just generally kind of an interesting project, which makes it, from my point of view, a great place to start our project. And what we produce here today at the studio is going to be a key part of how students and creators will learn to engage with these new technologies through our program. And today, Belle and her assistants are going to be helping us get that goal met. All the work we are doing today and in other sessions with Belle is about creating a rich set of digital resources. These resources are what creators and the students in CAPE's game development program will use to build game skills. In another session, we shot video that we use to digitize the motion of the choreography. For that session and that use, the beautiful costumes that Belle will perform in today are actually at a bit of an impediment. We needed to have an uncostumed performance. To do this full-body motion capture, we've partnered with Radical. Radical are a startup in the UK who use a cloud-based AI to process video into motion files. And for us, this is a game changer. Only a year ago, this motion capture would require an expensive studio setup with a lot of cameras involved, far beyond what our budget for a pilot project would allow. Only one of the 3 shots that you're seeing here will be needed to work with Radical's technology. But because we had just one shot at doing this with Belle, we decided to cover ourselves with a 3-camera setup, shooting 2 performances. In the session today, we'll be much more focused on the aesthetics and splendor of the dance. There's a 4-part process that we want to encourage with these digital resources that we're building in these sessions. All of it is focused on bodies in motion, animation of living forms, creating avatars and characters, and capturing and defining the details that make characters come to life. The first part of the process is importing the gross body motion, which we captured in the motion sessions. Traditional Apsara dancing turns out to have some special qualities in this regard. The movements in this short dance passage are enshrined in tradition, so it means that there's a kind of objective standard that the students will have to meet in order to achieve the goal of reproducing the Apsara. The second part of the process is in the development of the fine movements of the body. Apsara dancing is built around these exquisite hand motions. As an animation challenge, reproducing these will let our students develop far beyond the basics. Of course, we could handle this with a data glove, but gloves are outside of what we can afford because we're also buying a 3D scanner. The third part of our process is to impart character through face, costume, clothing, etc. So in this session, we're capturing a full 360-degree photo set. Now, we could have done this with our 3D scanner, but using this photogrammetry approach is actually a good way to ground our students in alternative approaches. The fourth part of the process is interpretation. Taking these raw materials and forging them into a living character is where the potential explodes. What will students, creators, artists do with these resources? This is part of the excitement of this project, and some of the things we have planned will explore that potential. One of the really exciting parts of this project is that it fuses both the STEM education focus that Kate provides with the deep roots in the creative community in Cambodia that the Cambodia Living Arts Association connects us to. Taken all together, the digital data from motion capture and the video shot today will form a rich resource base for our students and other creators to complete the first 3 parts of our process. We hope game dev skills will open up a digital economy here in Cambodia and in Southeast Asia. Bringing together technologists and the creative community will be the key. Because that's how games work, the fusion of creativity and technology. And perhaps the beginnings of that future are right here in this performance.